Chapter 29. Clean out your house. Maharaj. To say I am realized, to say I am enlightened, you have to take ego. But your presence is spontaneous. There is no witness. No words are there, no world is there. WORDS and WORLD. No world, no words. So when all these questions are absorbed within you and replied within you, you are calm and quiet. There is no anxiety and no temptation is there. Where do you wish to go and why? Wherever you go, sky is the same. If you go to America, India or China, sky is the same. You will not find a different sky anywhere. Is American sky different from Australian sky? Where will you go to find the sky? And likewise, where will you go to find the Brahman? People go to this master, that master, that master, that master, and then they go to the Himalayas and so on. This is an unnecessary waste of time because everything is within you, but you're ignoring this. You're not paying attention to your selfless self. I am repeatedly inviting attention of the invisible listener that you are ultimate truth. Ultimate truth is not being impressed on you because of illusory concepts already crowded within you. The importance of your ultimate truth is being overshadowed by lacks of concepts. Reality is being crowded out. I'll tell you a true story just to illustrate this. I used to go for a morning walk in Bombay National Park, and sometimes I'd stop and talk with a friend who owned a big property in Pune. At that time he was not married and didn't need all the rooms. So he said to his friend, "You can stay here on the ground floor, it's all right, there's lots of space." So his friend stayed on the ground floor and he himself stayed on the first floor. Then my friend got married and had children, etc. This over a 20-year period. The time came when he realised he needed more space. He asked his friend, "Please vacate and go somewhere else now. I'll give you some money. The existing premises is not big enough for me and my family." The tenant was reluctant to go, saying, "How can I go? I can't go. I have tenants' rights. I'm not going." The landlord asked politely, but still his friend refused to go. Subsequently, my friend in the park was always in a depressed mood. When he went for his morning walks, his friends would ask him why was he so agitated. After he had told them the story, they asked about this tenant friend. Was he of Brahmin caste, and was he taking non-veg food, etc.? No, he's not taking non-veg, i.e. he was a strict vegetarian. One of them suggested that he get some smelly, rotten, dried fish. In those days there was a big hot water tank and burner next to the ground floor flat. Everybody used to go there to heat the water and stoke it with dry wood. He followed his friend's suggestion and put 1 kilo of this dried fish in the burner when the water was steaming hot. The tenant could not tolerate the smell. He grew extremely irritated. He was gone within a week. What this story shows is how hard it is to get rid of unwanted tenants. They are reluctant to go. If you are polite, they will not go. Some force is needed. The mind, ego, intellect are these tenants, all illusion. In order to remove them, you'll need the help of other illusions. We are using the help of meditation, bhajans and knowledge to make the environment unbearable for the unwanted tenants. These tenants will abuse you as they go. Some depressive thoughts will be around just like the stinking fish. It's a cleaning process. When you're cleaning the house, there can be a foul smell, bad smell, but afterwards the house will be perfectly clean. It is a big house. The body is a big house with thousands of concepts. The only way to remove them is with meditation, knowledge and bhajans. After meditation, everything will be melted. The ego, intellect, mind, all these concepts. You will be entirely free from concepts. I'm trying to simplify all this, just like you would for a child. When you remember this story, you will say, "Oh yes, these things are happening because of the cleaning process." Until the entire premises is vacated, you must be serious and determined. The unwelcome guests are there, so you have to keep on cleaning the house. Later on, it will be automatic. You will have some difficulty in the beginning as negative thoughts arise, but 'Tis just a necessary part of the cleaning process. Unless the entire place is clean, you will not be able to function. If your slate is completely covered, you won't be able to write any new words on it. The bhajans sustain alertness by creating vibrations inside you. These vibrations banish the unwanted and unpleasant things, and they disappear. The thief is put off. This is a simple thing. Forget about spirituality. Suppose you're blowing something like a musical horn or trumpet in the house. This will alert the thief. He will know that somebody's inside. He will think twice about coming in. Even at the back door, he will be alerted of your presence and will not dare to come in. Similarly, with the bhajans, meditation, knowledge, these are constantly sounding out that presence is there. And therefore, any wrong thoughts, illusionary thoughts, will not attempt to gain entry. Questioner. My mind is very active with thoughts going here, there and everywhere. Obviously not a good thing. Maharaj, you keep talking about my mind. My mind has to be erased. It will disappear. There is no mind, no ego, no intellect, no I. All these are just thoughts related to the body. I, mind, maya, illusion, karma, paramartha, all these words and meanings belong to the circle of body knowledge and keep you in that illusionary circle. Prior to body knowledge there was nothing. Whatever knowledge you have now will vanish along with the disappearance of the body. So what is the use of all this knowledge when everything is eventually going to disappear? Questioner. But we need the mind, ego and intellect to function. How can I not use the mind? Maharaj, you can use the mind, but use it like pickle. You know pickle? When you use pickle, you use it sparingly and not all the time. Questioner, okay, got that. Maharaj, it's like when you're in the wrong kind of company. You're in the wrong company with the mind, ego and intellect. Don't keep the company of these boys. You're keeping bad company. As a parent, you might tell your child, don't mix with bad company. That's so-and-so, that boy, he's a bad boy. This is what you teach your child. You're giving your child guidance using simple psychology so that he can develop. In a similar way, the Master talks to you about the mind, ego, intellect, as if they are naughty boys, naughty elements. You say, my mind, my ego, my intellect. But who is saying this? Who says it? When you say my mind, it means that you're not the mind. My hand, my leg, etc. It means that you're separate from that. My is not I, says the Master. My is not I. Why become a slave to the mind, ego and intellect? They're your babies. You've given birth to them. You're supplying food to them. You're supplying power to them. Now you're afraid of them. Why? Mind, ego, intellect, stop supplying food to them. Stop supplying power to them, and they will grow dumb. They will be silenced. Questioner. My mind is always very active, very busy. I don't know how to stop my mind racing. Maharaj, you need to clean out your house. Give it a good clean out. Take the broom of knowledge and sprinkle some anti-germ powder over the germs. We are the victims of thoughts because we're accepting them blindly. Oh, I am depressed, I'm unhappy, I'm in a mood. So leave me alone, leave me alone. Why? Because directly or indirectly, whenever a thought appears within the body, you're accepting it. Accepting thoughts indiscriminately results in your entire physical body, your entire mental body, your entire spiritual body being affected. Then the confusion starts, conflict starts, you grow restless and become agitated. Why? Because in spite of knowing that you have nothing to do with all these thoughts, that you are, in fact, separate from all these thoughts, some subtle ego remains. The subtle ego is still there, still feeling, I am somebody else. And then out of that ego, thoughts are accepted without your knowledge. Here's a very simple example. Say a dog is barking outside. The barking is unbearable. The effect is instant. You don't like it. You go out, throw a few stones and shout at the dog. This means that the dog's barking has been accepted. It's become troublesome for you, yet it is in the nature of a dog. It is a dog's nature to bark. But you're paying attention to the dog and thinking, oh, why is it barking and giving me trouble? So there, at this point, your subtle ego is taking birth. Your mind is barking. Your mind is barking because you're paying attention to the barking dog. Questioner: so don't give attention or accept the thoughts. Maharaj: if you don't accept the thoughts, then they will not create any trouble. They will not affect you. Now you have to motivate yourself. You have to motivate yourself in this way. I used to think that I was the body form. Now I've come to know that I was not the body. I'm not going to remain the body. My body is not my identity. Therefore, I have nothing to do with this whole atmosphere. I'm unconcerned with the world. Forget about the body base. Forget about the body base. Your presence was there prior to the body, but it was invisible, anonymous, unidentified. Therefore, you are unknown. You started measuring life when the spirit clicked with the body. When you came across with the body, you started thinking like this. My age is such and such years. I'm a woman. I was born in 1975. And therefore my age is 40 years old. I'm 40 years of age. The moment the spirit clicked with the body, you started measuring the years. But prior to that, your presence was there. Let go of the body. Let go of the body form. You're not a woman. You're not Sita, who is 40 years old. No, you are unborn.